The Real Hustle Podcast. The Real Hustle Podcast.
Hey everybody, Mark McKenna back by popular demand. Everybody's been asking, what's up with the Real Hustle Podcast? We've been so busy at PMR that we brought this back, and there was nobody better to start this episode out with my man Dante Casella. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
So everybody hears what's going on in this business. You know, how's Dante doing this? What's going on? So I'm going to give you a couple brief stats. Last year, second full year in the business, 97 transactions, $42 million in business, right? So I'm going to be blunt here. How the fuck did you write all that business in 2 years? Because that's what everybody asks me, okay?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
So there's a couple of things. I mean, from a young age, I've always wanted to work on like my network, things like that. So I was friends with everyone, got involved in high school. I was in clubs, activities. I was class president. So it was really important to kind of meet people and, just, stay in tune with stuff.
But so how old were you when you started doing this? Were you 15, 14 or?
No, I started when I was 22, 23.
But building this network,
I would say probably when I was in middle school.
Middle school, okay? So that's 10 years ago.
Yeah. So helping with all that stuff, I thought it was really important. On top of being consistent, wanted to have a tight schedule. I wake up at a certain time, go to the gym, things like that. I mean, consistency is key. And then other than the support I have in my office, I mean, being on a strong team that gives you leads, is always there for you is there with you when you have questions. They're always there to help. So I think that's
they're great things, right? But so let's think about what you just said. You've been trying to build something. So what are you, 26?
26, yeah.
26, since you were like 12.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 14 years you said it's planned. All right, I got to build my network. So a lot of people think this starts overnight. Even though you're 2 years in the business, you started this a long time ago. You bought your first house. How old were you?
21.
21, buys his first house. You were involved you worked with a senator?
Yes, I worked for the state for a couple of years.
Okay, so you worked for a state for a couple of years. You met a great bunch of people. You kept great contact with everybody. One of the great things about Dante that I've seen, because we work very closely together, he makes sure when he goes into appointments, he knows everybody's name. He knows the kid's name. He knows the dog's name. I can't even believe it how he does it, okay? It's amazing because he gets himself prepared for appointments. All right. I mean, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
So how do you, how much time do you think you work on a typical Monday through Friday?
I'm probably 70 hours, I would say.
In those 5 days?
Yeah. I mean, I'm counting the weekends, I guess, but I would say 60 hours.
Yeah.
Another 10 or so on the weekends.
Okay. So he gets up early. And I see your routine, right? You're running. And when you get home between that 8:15 to 10 o'clock, the emails come out, right? Boom, 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 right? Everybody goes home in their pajamas at 7 o'clock, sitting around doing things. Not him. Boom. He gets on that's part of your routine.
And it's important because when you don't get back to people, they start wondering, do they not have time for me? Like I have a couple of friends that I'm working with currently, and they'll ask me questions and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you got back to me already. Because they're like, oh, my price point's not the highest and things like that. You're going to let me slip under the rug. But I'm like, it doesn't matter about the price point. It matters about being there for you as a client and giving you what you need.
Speed to the lead is super important, and making sure that relationship, if it's a $150,000 condo or a $2 million buyer, right?
Yes.
Because we all say the same thing. That $150,000 buyer might be 8, 10 referrals for you down the road, right?
Exactly.
That's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that I think happens in our office is when Dante's in and people see, like social media to me paints a picture like it's easy, okay? So is it harder than you thought?
Yes. It's something that you have to kind of like work up towards. I mean, my first couple deals, and we had some rough ones. CO, which is certificate of occupancy, we had to wait an extra 2 days for a concrete slab that was lifted for one of our first deal, which was a triple contingency, which meant the first client needed to sell a home to then buy the second and then the third as well. So we stayed up well, not we, me.
I slept like a baby.
I stayed up till 7 in the morning, not being able to sleep about it. But it was nice in my first few deals where I was able to get past that and have a little bit thicker skin going forward.
Right.
So I'm pretty numb to a lot of things now.
So, and one of the key elements and characteristic of a top producing agent is when you have 8, 10, 12, 14 deals in your pipeline, you can't lose your mind. That's one of your great skills. Like,
Yeah.
you don't do that. Like, you just keep, all right, you become a problem solver, right? Let's talk about that. When you're working with an agent who's not super skilled, what do you usually wind up doing?
Taking over the whole transaction, problem solving for them as well. And then if there's another agent involved, or I'm sorry, an attorney, I kind of troubleshoot with them if they're not being responsive on the other transaction. So I guide my clients, I tell them what we need to do, and we kind of troubleshoot on our end. I ask them what continues to make the deal go through, and then I present that. And if it works, it works. If not, it wasn't meant to be, and we go to the next one.
I mean, and nothing makes me feel better is when I have experienced attorneys and realtors that come to me and say, hey, that guy Dante or that guy Ryan or that guy Patrick, they're really good. I see that all the time. And it's because the environment there is, we got to make sure that we fix all those problems. That's the one thing that like a lot of people can put business together, keeping it together, not losing your mind and just spiraling out of control. I mean, amazing job what you do.
And I think that's important too. And I think a lot of agents look past that. Your relationships with the agents are super important.
Correct.
Because if they have a good experience with you the first time, they're like, oh my God, Dante can get you from start to finish. He has the right lenders, title companies, everything's seamless. He knows how to guide his clients. When you're working with someone that does 1 to 3 deals a year, it's going to be a roller coaster effect, and the deal's going to fall apart.
And you're going to keep your clients in line. They're going to do the right things.
Yes.
And everybody feels comfortable about the process because they've been through it with you.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. So tell me one thing that you think like that you struggle on, right? What's your least favorite part of the job?
Sometimes I feel like I don't have time for myself. I think that's the biggest thing, trying to find that work-life balance. Exactly.
Guess what? Doesn't exist in real estate.
Yes.
So if you think you're going to get that and you want to make a shit ton of money, you're in the wrong job.
I mean, there's been a lot of times I had to sacrifice going down to the shore and hitting the beach, hitting the club bars after. But I decided to stay home, showed clients' houses in the morning, and it's the sacrifice.
Yeah, it is. And you make sacrifices all the time if you want to take it to the next level in this business. And I knew you were going to say that, but people have to hear it because
it's important.
It is important. And if you want to be successful in real estate, your weekends are important.
Yeah.
You got to make sure client comes first, right? Like, how many appointments do you have set up for the weekend?
I have 7.
7 appointments. Okay. Yeah. Are you playing golf this weekend?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Either am I, right? I have 4 listing appointments on Saturday. That's what we do. That's how you keep numbers and production like they're at where they're at.
Yeah, because if you fall asleep at the wheel, I mean, whatever you kill is what you eat in this business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have the deals coming along, I mean, you're not making any money. So
how many properties do you own now?
I have 3.
Yes, 3 properties, and you're 26?
26.
All right, so you live in your own house. You have 2 rental properties.
And then I have an investment that I'm working on with a couple partners. So
all right, so he's got
4, but
flip in the project. You're working in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Doing everything, understanding how to build wealth, right?
Exactly.
One of the great things about real estate is not just selling a lot of houses, but you have the ability to see, hey, this is a good buy. I can sit on this. I can put $30,000 in this house, clean it up, make it good, and turn it into a great rental.
Exactly.
It's amazing, right? It's one of the only jobs out there that I feel that as hard as you work, and you got to be like all in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be able to, you said a little bit earlier, take a risk, right?
Yeah.
Like, all right, I can do this. I'm going full force. I'm not sitting home, and too many agents, in my opinion, take a picture or post. They think they're working, right? What's my tagline, right? Smile, dial, make a pile. You got to be talking to people. How many people do you think you talk to in a day?
In a day, at least 100.
Yeah, 100 people he has contact.
Yeah.
If you looked at his contacts on his text messages and his social media, probably the worst guy in the world to go to lunch to.
Yes.
All right, he's like, oh yeah, he's like squirrel. right?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But that's how he gets, because he gets back to people like that, right? And then hitting your up. Talk about your social media
Yeah.
and how people just DM you like, hey, I've been following you. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I think that's another important part of it, having a balance with the social media where I'm posting like my showings, where I'm going to eat, who I'm hanging out with, if I'm golfing, where I'm golfing, whatever it might be. There's a ton of people that are interested in that stuff, and they comment, want to know what I'm doing. But also just from my business aspect, I have 2 social media platforms on my Instagram where I keep it to my personal stuff on top of my business related things. So people will follow that and be like, oh wow, he's showing houses. I like this house. They'll ask me comments about it. And then I have the opportunity to then say, oh, are you looking? Do you want to go see it? And a lot of the times my business is from my social media. So they'll say, hey, I was working with another agent. They don't show as many houses as you. They don't know what they're doing. I haven't even seen this house yet. Can I come see it? So, I mean, I'm able to scoop them up that way and, lock in
I
a
mean, you're
bunch of
not out there
clients.
trying to steal people's clients, but
No.
people see how hard you're working,
Yeah, correct.
and that you just don't stop moving. And one of the problems that you see is a lot of consumers feel on the buyer side that they have to contact their agents. They
Yeah.
go, I pulled up all the listings. I did this. Not with us, right?
Yeah.
You're going to go out there, and then they'll say, hey, like, we're a heavy listing office. There's a lot of inventory coming up.
Yeah.
We got some private listings that come up that people might be 5-6 months out. People love that, right? How many times do we do that? And plus you have,
A handful.
we have the flip network that we have, right?
Yeah.
We have investors buy houses. We got things up. We make calls. We're always working that angle.
Yeah.
And that's his social media, to me, is so consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, we have great resources. Ryan and you guys work really good together on the video side. So like
He
think,
makes me look good.
yeah, he's really good. He's got a lot of extra filters in there.
Yeah.
Makes you look
Yeah.
real good. No, that's incredible. And now, right? So your business in the beginning was all heavy on the buyer side, right?
Yes.
Now you're coming into your 3rd full year. So what are you seeing more? You're seeing more people
More
call?
listings and things like that. They see that I have the experience now. They see that I sold so and so a house. So that's important to social media, where I can then take a picture with my clients. If they approve of it, I post it, and then people are like, oh, he sold so and so a house. Okay, he knows what he's doing. And I think that's a huge referral aspect of itself, even if the client doesn't refer me, but they're going to say I did a good job. So it helps both ways.
So one of the funniest things I think about I laugh, okay? So he knows a zillion people, right? If he knows somebody and they list their house with someone else, what happens?
I
gets-
have a moment.
He gets mad. And what do I say? You can't sell every house
Yeah.
with everybody you know,
Even though I want to, but I've learned to overcome that a little bit.
right? You don't know some relationships people have.
Yeah.
You don't know why. You would think they're making a mistake. They list their house with a part-time agent. Then we look at their pictures. It looks like a 3rd grader
Yeah.
took their pictures.
But we've gotten a couple back that fell through.
And
so-
that's what I always say. You never know, because a lot of those people might come back when they see, or they
Yeah.
made a mistake. It happens to all of us. But the one quality that I love in that, right? That's the competitive spirit. That's what you have to have. You have to think. You can't be like, oh, it's no big deal, right? You got to think like that's
pushes
gotta,
me for the next one.
you sharpen your skills up
Yeah.
onto. I always say one of the best things that can happen to me is if I lose a listing, someone I know, I'm like, damn it, am I slipping? Crank it up, right?
Yeah.
Get it going, work even harder. Then you try and sell the house because you're like, I'll show them. I got more buyers than anybody
Yeah.
does in South Jersey. I'm going to sell this house. No, it's that's they're great qualities. One thing you got to start doing is you need to block off vacation time.
Yeah.
And he never does that, but we're going to start getting him to do that. You got to take at least 2 weeks for yourself to
Yeah.
go away, because you got to decompress.
I will.
And when you went to Mexico for that wedding, it felt like he was down the hall in the office working. He was calling me so much. You got to disconnect. Listen to me telling that story.
Yeah.
I never do that, but
I turned my phone off for this stuff.
thanks. That's great. So what do you think is your goal on the investment side? How many properties, when you turn 35, right? That's going to have you 12 years in the business. What does your portfolio want to look like?
I'd like to have like 15 or 20 houses.
15 or 20 houses,
Yeah, by
right?
then.
All local?
I would say between here, like rental investments around Burlington, Camden County, hopefully something at the shore, and then maybe something in Charleston or some Airbnb stuff.
In your wildest dreams when you were doing this stuff, do you ever think you'd be in this position?
No.
Right?
No.
Doing stuff. I mean, think about it. 2 years in, top 0.5% of all the agents. All right. So it's a special thing that you got to go through, but it's not easy. There's a lot of key factors that get him to this point, right? People got to like him.
Yeah.
You got to have the drive. You got to be competitive, and you got to want it, right? I mean, seriously, how many days do you feel like not going in? It happens.
It does. Like last week, I had a rough week and I didn't want to go in.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that last week. He had 2 closings. He had a buyer, or crazy seller. This buyer was great. They went in, they didn't move anything out.
Yeah.
Monday night, I'm talking to him about another deal. He's at the house cleaning all the shit out from
Till
the house.
10:30 at night.
10:30 at night that the seller didn't do.
Yeah.
Okay? And now those people who bought that house be like, that guy's a savage. He gives 2 shits about us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they were happy. In the beginning, they were
really
upset.
You know, you had a seller who didn't want to do anything, huge language barrier.
Yeah.
They just, and boom, and the house comes, it's all empty.
We're all good now. Yeah.
And you know, not every transaction's roses, a basket, and pictures, right?
Yeah.
But because there's some problems that arise.
And
that
we
are
have
just,
to problem solve, like you said.
you problem solve, you do extra things, you know, and people remember. That's the thing. I have people from 25 years ago to be like, do you remember what you did? I'm like, I have no idea what I did.
Yeah.
You went and you did this and you had your guy.
That was
come
like
over.
our one listing where the doors were all missing and you had the closing on Yorktown.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you said when you sold the house, you took all the doors.
Took all the doors. All right. And we had to get
But
that's the kind of things you do. And that's what creates referrals and clients for life. Okay?
exactly.
So probably, I would say that's one thing. What's your favorite thing about working for a large company like EXP?
I think it's great. I think there's a ton of opportunity with referrals. I like our revenue share aspect of it. I think that's really important, as you know, we're 1099, so we don't have all the benefits and things like that. So it's something where we can work towards and hopefully be like our little nest egg in the future.
No, it's great. And you're doing your revenue share is doing really, really well. You got a great network coming in. I mean, I got to tell you, I've been doing this for 35 years, and you know, I've always one been in the top producers in our area, in the state of New Jersey. Like, you're doing some amazing things, right?
Thank you.
So the key thing is that you always remember, I would say, as treat people the right way, keep doing what you're doing, stay humble. Everybody asks me, well, how's he doing this? I'm like, listen, the guy has a motor that doesn't quit. He knows everybody. He doesn't do anything in excess, okay? When I like gamble, drink, whatever, like he does everything in moderation. And the most important part, everybody likes him, right? That's what you have to be. All right, senior year in high school, you win the award. Most outgoing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Relatives.
So, and I can see that because I see you love to talk to people.
Yeah.
So when you talk to people, like, and just, you know, all these conversations, these 100 different people you talk to, what do you say? What do you ask?
Usually ask them, what do you do for work? Where are you from? Like common questions and maybe relate to things. I know, like, from coming from like a pretty big family and being in the area for my whole life, it's nice to find out who knows who, and then, you know, find that connection somewhere.
So when you make that common bond, right? You say, "Oh, I know Jimmy Smith."
Yeah.
Like, what do you go for that? You just
I mean, sometimes it'll be at the gym, where if we're playing basketball, he'll know so and so. He grew up playing with someone, and then we end up next time I see him in the gym, we'll play basketball together. So it's nice just having that connection, so it's not as uncomfortable as it was in the beginning when I just gave him a wave.
Do you get those people to follow you online?
Yeah, usually we'll find it, like, sometimes they'll be looking for a house. Be like, oh, great, I've been looking. I'll call you in 3 months. Or they just want to follow me on Instagram to go do something, go to the bar, whatever it might be. We find that connection and just kind of become friends. And
so you just like to talk to people, bullshit,
I just
and ask
generally
questions.
like just talking to people and learning things.
And you do it where it's not in a pushy way, right? You're just being like making conversation, and then you just keep going. And one of the that I notice, right, when you're talking to people, A, you're paying attention, and B, you're smiling, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the guys always get, like, that is so important.
Yeah.
That people have that great memory.
You have to be likable, and that's the thing. You blend well, and then you never know where it could lead to.
Correct. And you're not going up, hey, can I get a referral? You're not doing any of that.
No, I usually don't carry cards on me.
You don't carry cards. You just, hit me up, DM me,
Yeah.
do this, and take care
Because
of
no one
that.
will want that person that's going to be like, hey, bye, sell.
That is
'cause
correct.
They're going to just say you're annoying like every other salesperson.
That's right. Send me
So
a,
you
like,
plant a seed, I guess you could say.
you plant a seed, you show that you have value. The goal is if they can follow you,
Mhm.
they're going to see that you're a savage,
Yeah.
right? And then you keep building when they like something then you're always commenting.
That comes from the engagement aspect. That's why I post a lot. So then we'll find even more stuff we like and comment. Oh, where'd you get that espresso martini? Or where'd you go for that pizza? That looks really good. Oh, I like those shoes. I'll go Phillies, whatever it might be, whatever I post, and then loops into a whole nother conversation. So one thing trickles after another there.
And the other thing that I've always noticed too is when we go on an appointment, like he does his recon on that client.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I think they like the Phillies. I think they have 2 dogs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. I'm like, do you sleep at night? Like
Facebook's great for that.
Facebook is, yes, it's so how about how great do you do like in a setting like in an open house? Like
Open houses are, other than my center of influence, are my second biggest thing for clients.
so you got SOI, open house, and social
gen.
media.
Yeah, and then also lead gen from the office.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we work on a lot of stuff together for mutual clients, but open houses are so important, especially a young agent, like where you don't know anyone. It's I call it candy in a candy shop, where people come in looking for a house. You don't have to go anywhere. They're coming for
And what
that
do you do?
exact house.
And what do you do for a living? You sell houses, right?
Yes.
And they come in and they're looking for a house, and
Yes.
you're there. So go ahead.
And they come in, they might not like that house, but they want to buy a house eventually. So you build that relationship and you kind of go from there.
Tell the story about the guy with the fake name.
Oh, so
This is funny.
yeah. So I was talking to this one client, came around, very blunt when they walked in, signed in, ducked his head, and just walked around. They had a 3-year-old. He ended up like cut in the corner and looked at me and waved, and I waved to him and he started laughing. Then he kind of broke away from his parents, came over, and he was running around the kitchen, and we were counting all the laps he did. Kids laughing, just hysterical, and the parents come back. He's never connected with a male figure like that before. Like we're like so surprised he even gave you a high five. He talked to you, anything like that. So built that little connection. And as they were leaving, I usually say, oh, it was really nice meeting you, all that stuff. I'll give you a call Monday, follow up. And they go, actually, we gave you all fake information. We want to give you our real name and number. And yes, we want to start looking at houses with you.
Right? That's about being real, right?
Yeah.
Talking to people, being real, being engaged in the conversation, smiling, and making sure people feel special.
Yeah.
MMFI, make me feel important.
Yes.
That's exact. I mean, for someone to come clean on we get so many fake numbers, right? I just thought that was hey, listen, we gave you the fake info.
Yeah, they have a number.
Can we work with you?
They get so much spam. They're like, we don't want to be bothered by another realtor that we walked into. But he said, we felt the connection, especially with our son, who's our only child, super important to us. And they're like, if he's comfortable, that gives us a good vibe for what they said. So.
And we run our open houses for 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
You sit in the house for 2 hours. You got great inventory that you're selling. It might be yours. It might be someone else's in the office. And people come to you and you sell houses onto it.
That was like 3 weeks ago for that house in Willow Ridge. I met 6 people that had an agent, and 4 of them have already sold houses too, and the price point was over $700. So
I'm sorry, what, 700 all over? So that's $2.8 million in real estate you put in from doing an open house
for 2
hours.
And
right?
I'd say the average, I showed them 5 or 7 houses each client.
That's how you do it, man. That is amazing. And people, I don't want to do an open house. And we always have this conversation like, I don't understand. Why aren't these people doing it?
It's free.
It's free.
You're not paying for advertising. You go to it. Again, they're just coming to the house to see the house or build a connection. So I don't understand why.
And you're just yourself.
I would do every one if I could.
I know you would. You just asked me, can I do Sunday?
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah,
Great job.
Thank you.
So last year's goal was how many units?
Was first 75.
Okay. And then
We had to bump it up because I passed that to 100.
yeah, and you just missed it, but you got the 75. And what was the prize for 75?
Got a nice little new watch.
Nice little Rolex for the winner. Great job.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
What's the goal this year?
His goal is to hit the 100 number for sure, but if I get to there and cruise over 125 with probably 50 million in volume.
50 million in production.
Yeah.
3rd year in the business.
Yeah.
Trying to do 125 units.
Yeah.
All right. Where are you at?
Like 26 right now.
You got 26 in the first quarter. typically your slower time, right?
Yeah.
And you got a pipeline of stuff that you're
Yeah, I
working
probably have 12 pending right now,
on. Okay.
and hopefully another 6 to come to the market for listings.
All right. So that's probably another 18.
Yeah.
So you're really, you're going to be on it, right?
I'm trying to hit the cruise control.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to 125. I got to start cranking up again.
Yeah.
You're going to run.
I'm coming for you.
You got me, I think. You got me. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, that's a great point. Like, I think as an individual agent, you kind of max out at like 140. There's only so much time in a day, right? Because you got to have time for yourself. You got to have your morning routine, getting up, getting to the gym. Are you a gym guy in the morning, during the day?
If I don't
whenever you
have,
can?
yeah, whenever I can. If I don't have meetings in the morning, I'll definitely try to go there in the first half, answer some emails on the treadmill or whatever.
So do
I'm
you
doing.
prefer working out in a gym, talking to people, or hiding at home and not talking to people?
In a gym, talking
In a
to
gym.
people?
Why is that? There's
Half working out, half networking.
there's prospects in
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
All right.
And I have to be surrounded by people, and it kind of, I guess it's also like motivates me too. I see people working out, I want to work out. Like I see people closing deals, it makes me want to close deals. So I think it's a mindset too when I go there, and I meet a buddy there, we'll work out together. Sometimes Ryan Miller will come with me and we'll work out together. So it's good to have that environment for myself.
And one of the great things about Dante and his network is it's not all 26-year-olds that all like sports and hang out, right? He hangs out with the guys from Morristown that are engineers, the guys from St. Vincent and his family, all these different people.
Yeah.
I always tell the story about guy walks in the sauna, sees that you're holding court with 6 Chinese guys who just love you and want to talk about what you do, and you got everybody laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how many different groups of people that you talk to. I mean, it's going to continue.
Whoever will listen is who I'll talk to.
Oh, I know. I saw you talking to the Wooden Indian outside a little bit ago. Amazing job. So what I want to do in 5 years, when I'm retired, I want to come back and do another podcast with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And say, all right, how many properties you have? Because I think in 5 years, he's selling 200, 250 houses, has his own team, just killing it. I'm on the beach, and these guys are running everything. I got 5 videographers.
Yeah.
You could still do the podcast.
Well,
now.
AI you in.
AI me in.
Yeah.
I'll probably have 2 hairs left on my head. So how do you like the new setup down here?
It's great. Yeah. That's
Right.
great. You did a nice job.
We'll have to have a little drink later on.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
celebrate your
Real Hustle
success.
Podcast.
And then I got to tell you, I'm very proud of you. Great job.
Thank you, Mark.